Hi, this is Kathy from Extraordinary Ordinary Life, and tonight is 31st of October 2021, Halloween. In most Western cultures, in other cultures, there's some variety of celebrations throughout the world on a certain night for celebrating the dead or acknowledging the dead. So why are we here tonight? Because I've been getting the messages a lot lately about the dead will walk again. And what does that mean to me? It means there's a lot of trapped spirits in a lot of people or places. And so the process that we're going to do tonight is about releasing any that are in your field. So why would a spirit want to be released from your field? They're being with you all of this time, getting them trapped either in this life or a previous life for whatever reason. Be it spirit of an animal, tree, person. But in being trapped, it starts up this cycle throughout time, and the trapped spirit can't move on to have their own life experiences they're only ever experiencing through you. Now, I don't know about you, but over time it's probably going to get either really boring or really annoying. And, if I was a spirit trapped in somebody, then I'd be yanking their chain. So maybe things in your life are going wrong. Maybe you're carrying weight because you've got a lot of spirits. Maybe you're too thin. Maybe you're always in bad relationships. Maybe your finances are always just running through your fingers, like trying to hold sand of an hourglass. So this could be due to trapped spirits. And regardless, it's really great to just be the only spirit in your body, in your field. So sit back. Let's go through this process of releasing any spirits in your field. Now do get up and walk around a bit. So sometimes you might just get to look at this beautiful background image. So sit down, get comfortable, and taking a deep breath in and out, just simply relaxing where you are, listening to the sounds around you, in with a breath and out. Just releasing, acknowledge and release the sounds, the noises, those thoughts that come through your head. As you breathe in, acknowledge, and as you breathe out, just let them go. They're there. That's the next 20 or so minutes. You're just going to relax. So, with each breath in and out, moving from the external sights, sounds, smells, distractions, acknowledging and releasing them, and then looking internally through your body, your etheric field, past, present, and future. Just notice and observe, and you will automatically and naturally go to where they all are. Just naturally identify all the spirits that are trapped in your field. Just continue to gather them. There are all of them that are trapped in your field, past, present, future. And if your human brain is stuck on future, remember, spirits don't work on the linear time frame. So this is simply past, present, future, in relation to how as a human you may observe your life. Now, as you continue to breathe deeply and normally, finding all of those spirits trapped in your field and in your body, pay particular attention to those trapped in your heart or organs, including the brain, spinal column, and immune system. And the information I just got through is, yes, the AI that's being put into a lot of humans around the planet at the moment through, you know what, is also a trapped spirit. So just gather them all together. And as you're gathering them together, just going to give some information to the spirits that are trapped. So spirits, I'm talking to you individually and collectively on your own timelines and dimensions, past, present, and future. So during this process, you will be released from the field of the individual that you are trapped with. However, you do have a choice. You can stay or you can go. If you stay, you continue the cycles of similarity throughout time in that person's field, never getting to experience your own cycles of time, your own evolution, your own development. Or you can be released under this process to move into your own timeline, to experience and to grow as a spirit, to fully live your life free from entrapment. So all of the spirits that are being collected through this process of those listening and participating, who are spirits that have a vehicle and have a body at the time they were listening to this process, all the spirits that they have collected, those who wish to step forwards and move forwards in their own separate cycles of time and dimensions, free from entrapment in all levels and all dimensions. I'm speaking to you now individually and collectively across time and space. Thank you. There's an awful lot to step forwards. So thank you. Those watching, those listening, and those participating in this process, either today or at some point in the future. And for those spirits who are choosing not to move on at this point in time, I thank you for listening to the options, and know that at any time you can also be released from the field of the person whose or the spirit whose vehicle that you are trapped in at any time, at any dimension, in any place, simply by stepping into this process at a time that you're ready to move on with your future cycles of time, no matter where they may start or begin. Okay. So, as you have chosen to be released and move on to your own future cycles of time. You are being released under the terms and conditions of the universe, and that you can move forwards your own separate cycle of time. You may live and be free and experience anything that you wish to experience, so long as it is not impinging on the sovereignty of another spirit or another spirit's vehicle. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you want to build a fire, or better yet, build a canoe or something like that, simply ask the spirits of the trees which one is ready to donate its vehicle. If you wish to eat meat or flesh, again, simply ask the spirit for the animal that's willing to donate its vehicle. Now, there's a lot of other ways you can live your life while adhering to these two tenets of the universe. So, spirits that are wishing to be released from the vehicle that they are in, want you to individually and collectively go back to the moment in time that you became entrapped in the field of the spirit of the person whose vehicle is listening to this, no matter how far back in time, no matter what the circumstances. Go back to the moment you first became entrapped in their field. And sitting in that place and time, looking forwards to the future of everything that you have experienced while being trapped in that field. Look at it and observe all the growth and personal development, ascension that you have missed out on. And look too at how you have created physical circumstances and situations that I'll say person, the spirit who had a body at the time, look at how you may have manipulated them into doing wrong, into doing harm to others, through stress, revenge, vengeance, or whatever other label, human label, you wish to put on it. And yes, that might have felt good at the time. You might have felt great for paying them back. However, again, I invite you to look at how has that really benefited you? It hasn't, because you're still trapped. Now I would invite you to take a step back from that moment where you became entrapped. And the step back could be an hour before, it could be a day before, it could be a week before. Time is meaningless. Stepping back to the point in time where you chose and ended up being in that situation where you jumped another spirit, where you jumped into the field of another spirit and became trapped and enmeshed in the cycles of time from then onwards. So, Now, spirits individually and collectively, look forwards from that moment in time as you were about to make the decision that took you on the path where you became entrapped in another spirit's field. And I invite you to look at all of the options and choices that you had in that moment. And look forwards on those. Look forwards and see how you could have grown and developed as a spirit on your own separate cycle of time, in your own dimension. And if none of those choices that were available to you back then lead to a future of positive, high frequency ascension, then I invite you to create a choice. You are the creator, and you can change anything and everything about the situation you were in. You can change your parents, you can change your location on the globe, anything. You can change the situations and events around you. So if before you were in a war situation where it's kill or be killed, simply make it so there is no war in your reality. Now I invite you to then observe the cycles of time from that moment all the way through where you are growing and developing in your own space and time, where you are learning and operating within the universal tenets, and see how that makes you feel. So I can feel a lot of you, there's this tiny, tiny, tiny little bubbles of joy just floating through me. There's all of these spirits that have been trapped for eons and haven't been able to find a way out, where you have all seen how you can just simply change that moment of choice. Okay, so spirits individually and collectively, feel into that nice, happy place of growing and developing on your own separate cycle of time. Be there, be there, be there, and make it so. So now I'm speaking to the spirit of the individual whose vehicle is listening to this process. And I invite you to go back and observe the multiple moments in time where you entrapped or you were invaded by, for one reason or another, a spirit. Now this is multiple points in time. I want you to go back and look at all those scenarios and situations and see how that led to the entrapment of another spirit, for fair means or foul, into your field, and look forward through time about how this has impacted and affected and infected your own spiritual growth and development on your own cycles of time. Yes, it's not nice, is it? Regardless of whether you're just trying to help another spirit or not by giving them a vehicle, or you took their vehicle before their time, before they are ready. That movement through time has not created great things for you, has it? So you can process out those times individually in your own time frame if you need to. So after this process, ensure that you treat yourself well and with kindness, and know that everything's a learning experience, and this is simply knowledge that you didn't have before, or a viewing of the consequences that you didn't have before. Deep breath in, and as you breathe out, I want you to step backwards in time from all those moments in time where you were entrapped or invaded by another spirit, from fair means or foul, just back to the point in time where you made a choice that took you in this direction. And know too, and examine all the choices that were available to you, and look for the one that rolls forwards and develops you as a positive, high frequency being. And if there isn't any choice that's available to you in that time, you can change anything and everything about that situation. You can change your parents, you can change where you lived, you can change how you lived. And again, if it was a war situation where it was kill or kill, be killed, you can simply change that there was no war. There was never no war. That you lived in peace and harmony with your neighbours across the land, across the globe, across the planet. And look forwards from those choices and see how those choices have just cleared your timeline. See how those choices are now just health, happiness, joy all the way through. Living in line with universal tenets. You can experience whatever you like to experience, as long as it does not hinge on the absolute sovereignty of another spirit. And just see how that has changed your life all the way through to the here and now, to the dimension of here and now. So yes, for those questioning, you don't have to look into every single past life where a spirit has invaded your field through fair means or foul. You simply have to change the circumstances so that that event never happened. And I can feel you all clearing out as you lock on to your new time frames across all of those spirits that were entrapped in your field. Note too that any spirits that remain trapped in your field, with the bolt gone, they can also do this process at any time, whenever they wish, as long as they agree to the rules and following universal tenets. So for those spirits listening with the physical body, notice and observe that you are now more present in your body. There is more space for your spirit to be wholly present in your body. And this might mean that you become awake and you see and observe things around you that you hadn't seen before. This could be your own behavior. This could be the behavior of others. This could be almost seeming like magically events around you. You start seeing the truth from the lies. So if you experience any of this, you simply take a deep breath in, acknowledge it, and release it. It's part of the detox process. And just scan your physical body, your spirit, and your higher self. And if there's any remaining holes or vacancies or gaps as a result of one or more spirits leaving, and acknowledge too that one or more spirits can leave after this process as well. So just know, so right here and now, absolute source, your absolute source, your purest frequency that is uniquely you. Just hear it resonating throughout your whole physical body, your etheric field, and higher up. Just feel it vibrating, vibrating, getting stronger and stronger, creating more density, filling all those tiny little gaps. And when you're ready, open your eyes, come back to present time, feel free and whole, present, and be kind to yourself. I'll see you at the next process. Drink water, relax, and be kind. Happy Halloween.